I had a friend a couple years ago ask me, a musician friend who he's like, he's awesome. Owen,
Johns?
yeah, Owen Johns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goat it up.
Yeah. So his stuff is great. I wish he'd put out his music because I
Has
love
he
listening
ever?
to it.
He hasn't even released a single song, has he?
I don't think he has released any, but he's recorded a lot of cool stuff.
I know. I've heard some of his stuff. Well, he skates too. So I was at the skate park one time with him, and after we finished up, we went to his car, and he's like, "Dude, I got to show you something."
Yeah.
And he pulled up what he had been
I love
cooking.
that. I always love that.
I'm like, oh my gosh, why is this not on Spotify for me to hear right now?
Yes.
And he didn't have a good answer for me, dude. And I guess he still doesn't have a good answer for me.
He's becoming like a volleyball savant is what he's doing.
Is he?
He's a
He
good
plays volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Master of some.
Yeah. Handsome man.
Indeed.
Yeah, very dashing young lad.
Well, yeah, I bring up his fine self to say he had called me up one time, like, you know, he was learning music and he was asking me like how important are scales? Like, should I be learning scales right now? And my answer for him was like, yes, but like you don't have to know. If you are like teaching yourself and you're learning chord shapes and everything, like the scales are going on whether you know them or not.
Yeah.
Like if you are playing what sounds good to you, like that's the most important thing. But it's like, you know, like with an athlete, like a pole vaulter, you're not gonna like study physics. You're not gonna.
That was the first athlete that came to your mind.
Well, yeah, like
pole vaulter, dude.
Well, I picked a pole vaulter because like there's a lot of like
it
physics
fits with
going
the
on.
Analogy.
Yeah, in this analogy,
okay,
you know.
I was like, dude, Ethan's on a whole nother wavelength. Athlete, what? Pole vault.
Everyone's favorite sport, pole vaulting.
Exactly, dude.
Yep.
Well, like with the pole vaulter, they're not gonna like, you know, bust open a physics book. That's not going to be the first thing they're going to do. The first thing is they're going to like, you know, get used to run it. I'm not a pole vaulter.
They're going to grab that pole and they're going to doggone run.
They're going to grab the pole. They're going to
use it to vault.
Yeah, you get used to doing the thing. Like you try it out, and like the physics, all that to say, like the physics is going on whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can learn it, and then that'll give you like another way of understanding it. But really, like, learn it however it makes sense to you first.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense too, especially if you're releasing music for other people. Because if it sounds good to you, chances are you're not a whole lot different from other individuals.
Yeah.
So it'll sound good to them, and whether you know it or not, you are definitely using the theory behind it.
Yeah.
You know, there is a ton of theory that goes into like what notes sound good. But you don't have to know any of it if it sounds good already.
If it sounds good, then you have found the theory.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can learn it after the fact as well, which is something I found over the last couple of years. Like, I did not know theory at all. And then playing in church band, the keyboard player, Lamar, he kind of like showed me like Nashville number theory.
What is that?
It's pretty much the scale. If you take like, you know, the pentatonic scale or whatever, like the root note is the 1. Mm-hmm. And then you go up like whole steps up to 8 is the octave, and then like those notes relate to chords. So like any basic song you listen to, it's like the 1, the 4, and the 5, the 6, like that. Pretty much that kind of thing. So all stuff that you know, like if you know like the positions, then you're like, oh, what key am I in? Okay, well then that's the 1, and then the chord that sounds like that to me, where it like has this certain tension, like oh that's the 5 chord.
Yeah.
And then like the sad one is the 6. So all stuff that I like knew, but then you like find out this universal way of talking about it, which is the theory.
Interesting.
And then it is useful to know it when you're playing with people that, you know, you like have just met, or like, like if you are reading off of charts, then obviously like there's some people, like the horn section, like the doctors from AU, they can play a song that they've never heard before by having it in front of them and reading it like they're reading English, and then they're just playing it like they're reading it.
That boggles my mind.
That's another level. So that's like really knowing theory.
Entirely self-taught. Yeah, and I
thought you went to school.
I Entirely self-taught in terms of
He said
music.
entire. Okay, in terms of music.
In
Dude,
terms
if you
of
look
music.
up forced laugh in the dictionary, there's a clip of that right there.
No,
Oh, dude.
I was like laughing, but like in the middle of still processing what he said. So I was like, if I don't say anything, there's just nothing. But
think it
I
was
was
just
still
the-
processing the words. I was like,
The word entirely. You just said.
Yeah,
all that
I'm
comes-
self-taught
I saw you at school.
in
I
terms
swear.
of music.
Mm.
And just recently, I've been beginning to mess around with GarageBand because
Word.
there's so much, and I've just been having a blast with
Yeah.
it.
Funny
Yes.
enough that you say GarageBand. This is actually the podcast is being recorded on GarageBand right now.
all on Apple products. Yeah, love that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, of
N-
course, where
not
else
on
can you-
Windows. Yeah.
Can you get GarageBand on a Windows?
Might have to like jailbreak it or something.
You got to jailbreak the Windows. I don't
Jailbreaking
think they really
Windows.
do that, but like you run a virtual machine or something.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
GarageBand is the place. I mean, that's I learned production same way.
Yeah.
You actually. It was pretty far along in production that you actually upgraded to Logic.
Yeah, like 2 years into the album, it wasn't until like I started like working with Michael on like the like recording
Yeah,
of it.
because he
switched to
uses
Logic. He uses Logic.
Logic and
What?
Pro Tools as
And
well.
Pro Tools. He was mastering on Pro Tools, and then we've like come to realize that Logic is just the way.
Prime.
Yeah.
Indeed.
In Logic, I actually remember when you got Logic the first time, and you opened it up, and I said, "What? That's GarageBand."
Yeah, it's
and
just-
then I looked up at the top, and it says instead of GarageBand in the top left corner, it says the name of the application on a Mac, and it said Logic Pro 10. I said, "What?"
There you go. Yeah,
they look the same, dude.
they look the same. Couple key powerful differences, but you just you learn them.
Indeed.
Better shortcuts. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not like some shortcuts.
Yeah, it's like the big brother. It's really the pro version of GarageBand. It's
Yeah.
GarageBand Pro.
But there's like so much available just on there for free, and you can
Yeah.
like download a bunch of these sounds and synths. Like I've just
Oh,
been
yeah.
having a
Oh
blast
yeah,
with
Yes,
if you
things,
look
dude.
up
Things are
like
incredible.
the number of songs that are made, like the number of hit songs that are made in GarageBand, it would be mind-boggling.
It sounds
That
kinda
one,
loud.
that one ASAP Rocky song, "Bless the Lord."
Yes, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Yeah, yeah.
Bless the Lord.
Bless the Lord. Praise and worship song. Yeah, that's like a GarageBand loop or a Logic loop.
Yeah,
It's
It's awesome. It's awesome. Royalty free beat,
Yeah,
baby.
it's literally, dude.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's so much that you can do. It's so powerful. Really, it just goes to show that music is not the tools that you have. It's you. It's the musician, dude. It's not the tools that the musician has. It's what the musician can do with the tools that they do have.
Absolutely.